welcome. Oh, one more person. Hold on. Why I can't see this person? Okay, there we go. Hey, everyone. Let me make sure everyone is getting in. Welcome. For those of you guys that are new, my name is Raquel May David. My co-host is David Sanchez. And we are here to help you be a beast in these credit streets while using the world's most advanced and effective AI-powered credit repair software. So I'm so thankful that you guys are here. Let me put my do not disturb on so we cannot be disturbed, okay? Welcome everyone in the room. So I see that there's a couple of new names, a couple of old names. Shout out to Stevie, Miss Leslie Jackson. I feel like I've seen Tyrone and Mr. Michael before. Hey, Justice. I know I've seen Carlos before. Julissa. I love that name. Hey, Julissa. K Big, I think. That's what that says. That could be. We're going to go with K. Okay. And I think that's Kiween. Kiween, maybe. Let me know if I have it wrong. Shout out to Mr. Cole Tyrone. Call him and tell him I said, never mind. Don't worry about it. Just work with me, y'all. Just work with me. Hey, Tyrone. I see you out there dipping into it. Hey.
So it's working now.
Good. Hey. All right, Tyrone out here with his vest on out in the street. What's up, Ty?
Whoa, what's up?
Living the dream. Hey, Carlos. Love me some Miss Jackson in the room. Let's see who else is here. Miss Sabrina, welcome. Mr. Smith. We have Patrick coming in. So y'all know we like to open up the floor, kind of get the wigglies out, right? I like to call it work. Never mind. Y'all can go ahead and ask questions in this last few minutes. So if you guys have some burning questions, you wanted to know what's going on, I love to hear what you guys expect to get out of tonight's call. So if you guys can come off of mute, raise your hands, whatever works, to just let me know what you're looking to gain from being here tonight, so I can make sure that we are meeting and exceeding expectations. So who wants to go first?
Well, I'll go first. This Tyrone, so I'll
Come
go
on,
first.
Mr. Call Tyrone. Call him. I'm not gonna tell you to come get your stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna do that to you today. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I have a question about these creditors. These because I got Dispute Pro. I got the credit down on Dispute Pro. Mm-hmm. So I got a question just in case I run into these errors with them. So I had sent in a dispute letter to them. Mm-hmm. And let's just say if they decide they want to stall, saying I sound like a credit repair or something. Mm-hmm. What is the next option I can go, about with that?
So if you have just gotten the letter and you have it on, like you just got the stall letter from the credit bureau, because let me be clear, the only people that are really going to stall you are the credit bureaus, not the actual creditors. So let's say you have the account with Capital One, it's showing up, you sent your dispute letter and Capital One sent you back a letter saying, hey, we're happy that you're trying to repair your credit. However, it looks like a third party. You're going to go into your Dispute Panda. You're going to click on the stall letter under the static letter. So you're going to go into the letters. And if you're still here, you can see, if not, last Wednesday's tutorial is here in the live Dispute Panda live option under the community. And you can watch last week where I showed them how to get the stall letter, and you would send the stall letter with the round of dispute that you last sent to that specific credit bureau. And that way you'll be able to handle the stallation that they're trying to do for you.
Got it. Yeah, the reason why I asked because I did one with one of them, and one of them, the creditor sent me a stall letter. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't know how to go about with that. Mm-hmm. Cause I recently, not long ago, updated to Pro. Okay. Because it gives you more leverage to talk to them and the credit bureau. So
Absolutely. So that way
So
you're being really, really over effective. I love that. Yeah,
yeah,
no, don't be worried if you aren't able to stay on when I load myself in as a dummy client, as a test client. If you are not able to stay on, watch the replay from last week because that was a question on how to handle stalls. And there's an actual stall letter that is under the static that you can use. So you would print that out. And since you have the pro, you can actually add the letters that you had did before in, and it
right.
will print the stall letter and the letters together.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I'll show that just in case if you have to hop off because it looks like you out here working hard for your money, and I want you
Yeah,
to have what you need. Okay.
yeah. That's why I seen. I like, well, let me hop on while I got the chance. So
That's right. Well, don't forget the replays available, you guys. So if you're in the community, you can see the replay in the community. If not, I'm on YouTube. I'm on these YouTube streams. Go ahead and subscribe, y'all. Okay, it's not my YouTube channel, but it's my YouTube channel. Okay, like I'm there. Like I'm there. All my wigs, all of us, the first lady, we all here. Okay. So I'm so happy that you were able to make it today. And we are going to, do you have any other questions for me, Tyrone?
yes, I do.
What's the other
Um,
question?
so I might have two more. So
Okay.
for the secondary bureaus, did two addresses change for them?
So ARS changed.
Okay.
I can drop the address in the, you know what? Let me ask Miss Clay, if you are by your computer, can you drop the updated address for ARS for me in the chat? If not, I'll make sure to put it in the chat so when it's on the YouTube channel, you guys get it. But their PO box has changed. Wait, let me see. I feel like I have it in my phone. Hold on, guys. But ARS has changed. They did have forwarding on, but the forwarding has expired and I just broke my necklace. All right. But that's the only one that I know of right now that has changed. Did you get another return mail letter?
So I think one of these secondary bureaus are stalling. LCI
Uh-huh.
consumer. I think they stalling because one of them said when I checked the tracking on it, they
Uh-huh.
said they refused, and it was from that address. So I don't know. I think they stalling because that's the second time they had
I'll
done that.
I'll check LCI. I don't know of a new address for them, but I will check the database that I have. And
Okay.
if it has changed, I will make sure to put it in the community as well.
Okay. Yeah, good. I
Okay.
think those the only two I'm having problems with.
Okay,
And
cool.
what else? Let's see if I can get it. Oh, yes, this is one more question. Then I think
Mhm.
that'd be it. So
Okay.
let's say if I'm sending a letter to a creditor, right? And they address change, how do I or will I have to contact that creditor for the right address, or how would I be able to handle that?
I'm not quite, I want to make sure I understand the question. So you sent a letter to Capital One, right? And Capital
Right.
One's address changed. How do you know
Right.
it changed?
Because when I checked the tracking, it said that address. It told me like when I checked the tracking, it's not Capital One, it's another bank. So,
I understand. I'm just using that as an example. Go
oh,
ahead.
okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So they saying when I checked on the matter of fact, give me 1 second. Hold up.
Mhm.
Let me look and I'll be able to explain that a little better. Hold up. So I have a UPS or a tracking thing. So, or did I delete it? I probably deleted it, but I know what it said. I try the best way I explain it. So they
Mhm.
said when I shipped when they got there, the
Mhm.
address is it's no longer valid. So I guess they moved or something, or they changed the address.
Okay.
So
So
that's what.
I need to back up to that. So they moved and changed the address. Are they sending you the document back to let
Yeah,
you
they
know
said
it's not a valid address, or are they forwarding it to the new address?
no. They sending it back.
When you get it back and they don't have a valid address, I would take that letter, copy it, and send it to the credit bureau advising that you attempted to validate this debt and this creditor has no valid address for you to leverage.
Okay, so take that letter, and you said take that letter and send it to the
Make
credit
a
bureaus.
copy of it and send it to the credit bureau. Correct.
Okay, and let them know that they don't have a valid
A
address,
valid
right?
address. Correct. Because
Okay,
legally they have to have a valid address in order for you to dispute.
got it, got it.
Make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Now I know
All
how to
right.
handle that now.
Great question. Great
Yeah.
question.
And
All
then
right.
hold on.
Anything else you got for me?
Yes, yeah, one. So
Okay,
now,
that's your last one now, because you done said three. Now you ain't going. There's some good people here, Savannah. Some good people. Go ahead. What's your next question?
so even though I sent these letters to the creditors, right, and they have approximately, well, according to the letter I read, they have 30 days to investigate it. If I don't hear nothing from them for the 30 days, um, do I go to the CLPB and send a complaint for that?
So
Or
I want to be clear that the flow that we have tells you when you're supposed to file a CFPB complaint, and that's not
okay,
till round 5.
round
So
5,
I
okay,
don't know what round you're in. If you're doing the flow that we're giving you, you're not
okay,
doing the CFPB complaint until round 5.
round 5, okay,
Okay.
got it. Cause
All
that's my
right.
first, cause that's my first one sending it to them. So to the
Yeah.
creditor since I upgraded. So
Yeah. No problem. Good questions. Good questions. Look at you lightning round. All right. You
yeah.
come back and you can come back and visit, but I'm gonna cap you at 2 questions because you do too much. That's what's wrong with you. You out here at the job and you're sitting here. I done said I'm not gonna call the people to tell them to help you come get your stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna thank you so much for your questions. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you so much.
Welcome. All right. So shout out to EA for coming on board. I saw a couple new people came in. If I missed you, please, Rain, welcome. There's another Tyrone here. Crystal,
Hi.
welcome. Hey, how's it going? Oh, hey, I love talkers. That's right. Engage with me. I need to stop talking to the people in my head. So that's why I'm here to help y'all out, right? So I can talk to y'all. Justice said, what is the best way to get rid of late payments from your credit report? Have disputed 3 times and nothing has been removed. So that's a great question. My question would be, did you do a goodwill letter? As well as, are you following the flow? It's not a quick active. There's some clients that I've had that we have had to do 6 or 7 rounds before we get the late payments updated. There's some that we did a couple of goodwill letters and emails to the CEO to get help. So my question would be, Justice, where are you in the process of it?
Yeah, I did good with letters,
Mhm.
but some of the were like 60 days late, and they were not able to remove. I even called the the bank,
Mhm.
but they confirmed that they cannot. Everything was accurate, so there's no way they could remove it.
Okay, so my question is, did you do an email to the CEO requesting the support as well? And have you include, what round are you on?
I did not send the email to the CEO.
Okay. I would
And
definitely say that that's something that you want to incorporate as an email to the CEO. The second thing that I would like to tell you is to keep disputing. So understand that it's not always that it's late. Sometimes you can get forgiveness. I will keep on sending out the goodwill letter while you are going through the regular dispute process itself. Does that make sense?
does, thank you.
Okay. My pleasure, darling. Okay, so I think we have another question in the chat. Got my first stall letter. Come on, Carlos. What do you do next? Did you get the answer? I know I said it earlier. I wanted to make sure that you were on the line. Did you get the answer, Carlos? Mr. Wiggins? And I think I dropped the address to the chat. What are goodwill letters and what do they, and are they included? So the goodwill letters are located under the statics. So when you go into the attack tab, there is an option there for static letters, and one of the static letters are titled goodwill, and that goodwill letter will allow you to write it to that specific vendor. So you would, in essence, select the account that has the late payment. I also want to be completely transparent, guys. Excuse me, the earlier it has been, or the most recent, let me use that proper verbiage. The most recent that late payment is from today, understand that sometimes they're not going to forgive it as quickly. So if you were late maybe 4 months ago, you have a harder time getting that process than if it was like a year, 2 years ago, right? So just like I want everyone to kind of mitigate their level of expectation when you're going through the process so that you don't feel overwhelmed while you're doing it. So be very understanding that if you genuinely were late, there's no errors, there's no mistake, you genuinely were late, it is possible that it's going to take a few more rounds. And also, when you're trying to do the goodwill letter method and you're emailing the CEO, I want you to also take into consideration that you want to make sure that you're now caught up and you're now current. So if you have an Amex card, a Capital One card, and you were late 3 months ago and now you've made 3 on-time payments, that might help your case to say, hey, I experienced this hardship, right? And due to this hardship, this is why I was late, and I'm asking for you guys to provide forgiveness or give me grace to remove those late payments because I'm trying to secure a house, I'm trying to help my daughter get into school, whatever your reason is to get that off, right? But I want us to be transparent that if it's a recent option, yeah, baby, it might be a little situation unless you have like grounded with that particular company, like you've been with them for many years, you might have a little bit more breathing room. But a goodwill letter are located under the static letters, which is where you would find the LexisNexis and Novus, all of that stuff there. Keenan, I see that you are off mute. How can I help, my love?
First of all, how are you guys doing today?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for asking, Hunty. Oh,
Good, great. So question, my issue was identity theft. I was incarcerated and I got the proof of incarceration paper. I sent all of that in.
Okay.
But I see there's nothing on the site where maybe I could send a second round for identity theft, or do I have to manually put that in when I'm selecting the account?
So identity theft is handled a little bit differently. So let me just ask, did you do an FTC report?
Yes.
Okay, so when you do an FTC report, you're not doing a round 2. You normally just do it once and you send it off. If you're doing it a second time, you're literally doing the whole full FTC report a second time. So there are 2 different methods here. If you're saying I have an identity theft, you're processing one, basically the series of documents that they need in order for that to be worked. There's not a round 1, a round 2, a round 3 that's normally coded with that process of the FTC report. It's a one and done situation. So if that account that was fraudulently done did not come off, you're doing another report.
I just keep sending it in.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I just keep sending them in.
If you're doing fraud, if you're saying it's fraud, then
Right.
yes. Now, if you're using Dispute Panda, then you're going to have multiple rounds that you can send off. That doesn't mean that you cannot do them both together. Do you follow what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't do the FTC. I'm just saying there is not a round 2 with an FTC report. It's normally you complete that report, they process it once they've been able to validate it, and that's it. Or if they don't validate it, it gets taken off. But there's not a sequence that was created for the FTC report.
Okay, now another question. You said I could like if I had another issue, let's say it was some late payments on that same account, could I just tag team in that way? Like keep the identity theft, keep that, and just double attack it, like attack something else that's on.
I can only answer Dispute Panda Pro questions or Dispute Panda questions. So let me be transparent. I will drop my link in the chat. However, what I'm advising you is if you are wanting to use Dispute Panda, you can. You can use Dispute Panda, you can follow the flow that's given to you, and you can work the profile. But the question specifically as to what you do if you've done an FTC report and that account is fraudulent, you would do it again and provide the proof, the police report, whatever the case. But there's not a round. Like when it comes to fraud, there's not a round that you can do. It's just you fill out those sequences. There are several ways that you can do an FTC report, but transparency, it's normally you fill out that process of doing that fraud alert, and then you would just wait for them to clear it off. If not, you can sit on the phone with them, you can talk to them. But If you're using Dispute Panda, I'm not telling you you cannot. I'm just letting you know that the only method that gives you multiple rounds are if you're using the sequence that we provided to you.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Make perfect sense. Thank you for perfectly explaining that. Another question.
My pleasure, love.
So if you know, they offered a couple of weeks of trial on Dispute Panda. Now, if I was mailing, because I always still kind of skeptical about that mailing, because it's my first time using it, and they haven't got there yet. But I wanted to know, was this the issue? My pro, because I tried to beat the deadline to when my pro expire. I sent them out maybe like less than 30 minutes before it expired. With that, by it cutting off and discontinuing, will those still mail out?
The mail has absolutely nothing to do with your pro. So I want to make sure that I'm clear. You're paying for the mail to be sent. So if you made the payment for the mail to be sent, your mail is going to be sent. Your cutoff time would have affected the letters you generated. So as long as you got the letters generated before then, because you know you can select creditors and just the credit bureaus, right? You have the option to click the box for creditors. As long as you click that box for creditors, your creditor letters would have been generated and you pay for mail. So the mail has nothing to do with whether you have pro or not.
Okay.
The mail is just the mail. As long as you pay for it to be mailed, my love, it's going to be mailed.
All right. Well, that was my last question. Other than that, I love the site and I'm going to keep using it. And thank you guys so much.
Come on, so I like it. All right. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us. If you have any questions, let me know. I keep on saying I'm going to drop my link. I'm going to drop my link for real, y'all, in a second. I'm going to drop. Look, I'm like the DJ. I'm gonna drop my link in a second. All right, great questions. Thank you for coming. If you, we want you to hang out, so just hang out. You know, get a little sip. Okay, this ain't nothing but water, but let me pretend like I'm doing something grown. Okay, so just get you a little sip and let's go on and get started. Okay. Carlos says, one of my client had a CPN and it merged with their real account after I sent out the first round of attack. It only merged with Equifax. Okay, did you have a question with that, my love? I want to make sure I'm answering Carlos's question. Okay, Carlos, if you can answer that question for me, I'm going to, because I'm not quite sure what the question is. I did see that you said that it only merged with Equifax, so definitely let me know where the question is in that, because I want to make sure I help. Ms. Big says, keep on doing it. So you said you were only 28 days late. You were not 30 days late. Do you have proof that you were only 28 days late? Is this a card, a credit card, or is this an account, Ms. Biggs? We kind of got to know what that is. If you have proof that you're only 28 days late, then that's what I would submit. Is that late information that shows that you were not 30 days past due. Now, here's the trick. Let me start off with that. Go ahead and confirm that you have the payment. The payment did post, not that you paid on day 28, but that it posted on that 28th day so that you can then have a little bit more leverage. So gather that information. I'll drop my booking link. And if you want to go ahead and talk about drafting a dedicated letter for that, we can go over that. Where can I find this chart? This chart right here is under the training tab at the very top. I'm actually going to take you to it. Welcome, Tristan. Appreciate it. Mailing does work. Let's talk about it. I have a student loan. The school closed and my information is incorrect. The creditor keeps saying, I'm not paying on time. How do I dispute this? You follow the flow, Mr. Clay. You're not doing anything different. So there is a validation letter that you can choose to send out to the creditor if you want, but please understand that all of the letters now has that verbiage in there as well. If you have the pro version, you're able to generate the letters to the school for them to verify everything, as well as sending letters to the credit bureau. I'm going to tell you guys, I am covering the free today. I am a firm believer in aggressive disputing. So I will tell you guys, like, real talk, having the pro gives you the ability to make sure that these things are accounted for and that there's not a delay. Rain says that she has 2 questions. Wait 1 second. Carlos says what to do. I'm not quite sure of the question. You're just going to dispute. So if I don't want to touch, I call it California pizza. Okay. I can't really touch on California pizza heavy. What I can advise is that if the account is showing on the personal and the client is stating that it's error, this and it's if it has any late or derogatories that's impacting your client's current credit report, you're going to select the rounds of attack and attack it just like any other account. I don't care if it's a California pizza or not. Okay, you're going to do the same process. You answered my first question. Okay, cool. Miss Rain, what question did you have, my love? And then we're going to dive in.
So I have a client that I just sent off the first round. So they got a letter saying that one of the things got removed. And then when I look in Dispute Panda on the updates section, it says 2 things got deleted. Should I be expecting a second letter for the second thing? Because I only got 1 letter.
How long has it been since you sent out the initial round 1?
It has been, I think, like 30 days.
Okay, so 35 days, you pull your updated report and then you go ahead and continue disputing as normal with the flow that you've selected.
Okay. Yeah. And then my other question, is there any training on the updates tab? Because I looked on Dispute Panda and I don't see anything for the updates tab.
On the updates tab, no. We do go over that in Pro. So you have the Pro version, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Pro nights are Thursdays at, I think it's 7. David, is it 7? Drop it in the chat if it's 7. I think it's 7 o'clock. You know, I'm always working, y'all. So we have Pro nights, and any questions that you may have on the platform, you can physically bring it in on those nights on Thursday.
Awesome.
But I will show you today because I go over a couple of the Pro features, and Tristan wanted to know what comes with the Pro version, and we're going to cover that today when we do it. So this is the free class, but we're going to cover some of the things that comes with the Pro. And to deep sea dive in the update, come on Thursday, because I'm just going to do a high level on what the update gives you. On Thursday, we can deep sea dive into it a little bit more. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, perfect.
Awesome.
And then my last question. Yes, I'm dealing with a client that has identity theft. So I would just follow the regular flow, but add the police report and the custom, I don't know what it's called, but like the custom notes. Is that where I would add it?
So there's a different flow to follow if there's true and genuine fraud that has happened on the client's credit report. We do not cover it here, but if you want to use the regular process, you can. Now, the comment tab, you're talking about that little message? Is that what you're talking about? That message will, if you put anything in there, it will automatically stop the regular letter from being generated. So if you're looking to put the police report with that specific account that you're saying was an identity theft, if you're doing this flow, then you're going to need to basically take the copy and attach it to that one particular letter. Because anything that you put in that comment, it's a template format for letters. It's not a comment that it allows the system to print a regular letter and then do that. Does that make sense?
So it just adds that with it.
It completely removes. So if you were doing this Punch of Fury Supreme boosted for that client, and for that one account, you go in there and you click and you put a message in there, all that's going to be printed on that one letter for that account is just that message that you had in that caption.
Oh, okay. Got it. So yeah, steer away from that kind of.
Correct.
Okay.
So
and
the best option is to just write it separately or like do a Word document explaining what it is, and then you can insert it in that particular letter yourself.
Okay. And where can I find the flow to follow for identity theft?
So Dispute Panda does not cover that. I will drop my link and we can have a conversation about it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
My pleasure, darling. My pleasure. Okay. Any other questions?
I have one. How's it going?
Oh, I know you got one. Hold on to that.
Okay,
Miss Rain, do you have any other questions for me, love?
No, that was all. Thank you so much.
Amazing. My pleasure. All right, Tony G. What's up?
How you doing? Good.
Hey.
Couple questions. I was trying to see the history on some disputes that I sent out through mail, but it gets a little confusing when I go to the history tab because some will say delivered on this date and other ones will just say downloaded, but it doesn't say anything else. So I'm not sure if they got mailed out or not, or if I paid it and it just hasn't gotten there yet. Because I thought
So
I
if it
made
says downloaded, it's the system is saying that you sent that letter off. So sometimes what will happen is, let's say you completed it and you were going to mail it out, but when you went to go mail it out, there wasn't enough money in the bucket and you exited, you put money in the bucket and then you came back. Then it will go from downloaded to whatever the tracking information is, right? So what you would have
because
to
they'll show me a
pay.
letter ID. They'll say
Yes.
letter ID. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So as long as you see a letter ID, if you have a tracking number, anything like that, that'll tell you, what has kind of gone out for the
Okay,
client.
so something went out. Yeah, if I see it like that. So
If
if
it
you
says
click letters,
downloaded, the system is thinking that you sent the letter off yourself.
so that letters tab is just showing you basically letters that got mailed or in the process of mailing, not letters
That
that
letters tab
downloaded.
shows you any letters that you've generated.
Oh,
Period.
okay.
Period. It doesn't segment it off. It's just any letters, period, that you've done on your profile. So if you are not a person that's mailing out your letters yourself, right? You're not sending it out yourself, then in essence, you would have to make sure that there's enough money in the bank first, because when you first do it, the system is going to register that you downloaded it. When you come back in again and you submit it to be mailed, that's when it's going to update it with the letter ID.
Got it. Okay. And then obviously I think you were going to talk about mailing it out as an option as well instead of doing it digitally. So I imagine you would just print them up when you download it, print up the envelopes or print up everything. Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. I don't print out my envelopes because I have little Post-its, and my daughter and I, that's like our bonding moment. So we put the little labels on everything. My girlfriend talked about getting a stamp. I just haven't done so, like a stamp that actually has
like a
the
commercial
addresses on it. Yeah. I've thought about doing that, but yeah, you can print out the envelopes yourself and you can go ahead and print out the letters. I personally mail on my own if I'm local. The only time I use the mailing system is if I'm out of town.
Okay.
Yeah. But downloaded just means you did it yourself. And then when it says delivered or it says ID number, it's because the system is doing it for you. And if it has the same dates, just know you probably exited out and came back in. That's all that was.
Okay. And then
any other questions?
One more. If you I know you say every 35 days to update the new credit report, but if I accidentally do it, like, I don't know, 5 days after or something, I've noticed.
Doesn't matter. You're fine. As long as you don't do it before, because the system won't let you do it before the 35 days.
Oh, because if I update it, what does it do? It just resets everything?
It just puts the same exact report that you did before because it knows that it's not 35 days yet.
Oh, so it's not like by the 5th of the month they update all of those. Okay, got it. Okay.
Great questions. Okay.
And I have an appointment with you tomorrow too.
I know. I was like, I know that name. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. No worries at all. All right. Sabrina Clark says she has a question, and then we are going to die. Yep. It is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the pro call, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys have pro and R on here. Miss Sabrina says she wanted to ask a question. Let me see if I can find Miss Sabrina. Miss Sabrina. You're muted, my love. Hold on, let me see. All right. Hey, my love, how can I help?
Okay, I have a question. I tried to do a second round for somebody, and the system, it's been way over 30 days, but the system didn't let me generate a new set.
What do you mean by that?
Like I already ran one round for them about 60 days.
Okay.
So they still have the Dispute Panda. I mean the Credit Dino. Okay. So that updated, but it wouldn't generate a second round of letters.
You have to generate the second round of letters, my love.
Right. Don't I just go like I did the first round?
Yeah, so you have to go to the disputing tab. You have to save the inquiries. You saved it?
No, it didn't. Yeah, but it still didn't generate the letter.
Okay, but I'm saying you have to generate the letter. So I want to make sure I'm clear. You downloaded the credit report, the disputing tab opened. When the disputing tab opened, you selected whatever inquiries you wanted to select, or you didn't. You hit save.
Yep.
Then it took you to the attack, and then you selected the next letter. And what is it saying?
It didn't never generate. It just kept like taking a long time. Like it never generated it.
Okay, so what I'm gonna tell you is try it again while we're like, are you able to try it again while we're on the call today?
Yeah, I mean, do I have to log out the class to go to the internet?
No.
So how do I do that? Because you on my whole entire screen.
Oh, you would just have to minimize me and then bring up your window. You can make me smaller, or you can just put me in another screen. You just exit full screen because I'm sharing. You can exit full screen and then you can pull up your other tab. But if you're still having the loading, so you're saying that it said like it was doing the attack, but it just kept loading?
Yeah, it never did. It never completed it.
Okay, if that still happens, like go back and try to refresh it, because you should be able to refresh it. If that doesn't work, I need you to contact customer support and let customer support know.
Okay.
Because I didn't have that earlier today when I did my letters, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't a system glitch. When did you try to do the letters?
It was earlier.
Earlier today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say go ahead and give it another try while we're on the line. And then if you're having an issue, email customer service so that they can go ahead and razzle dazzle. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'm also going to send a message to back office just so they could be aware. If you can, in the chat, just send me a direct email. A direct message with your email. That'd be great.
Okay.
That way I can send it to them. Okay.
All right. I'll do it right now. Thank you.
You're amazing. Thank you. Any other questions besides that one? Nope. Okay. So we have some more faces in here. Thank you guys for coming. Will, we just spoke to Miss Sabrina. Welcome back, Perry. Mr. S in the building. All right. I think I said hi to Crystal. So let's go. It's time to go. So Tristan wanted to know some great information. I want to give it. I'm so thankful that you guys are here. We're going to cover some really basic stuff. I'm going to go through and kind of set you guys up on how to use Dispute Panda. We're going to go through how this software is great, not just because I'm here, but because it's really a great software. We're going to go through loading up your first, first we're going to go through signing yourself up, loading your first client, and doing your first round of disputes. All of that in one, right? While we're doing that, let me go ahead and grab my code. Hold on. Let me stop sharing real quick. And I'm gonna grab my appointment types, and I will drop the link for an appointment with me if you guys have any questions, so that you don't have to wait too long. Give me 1 second. Everyone. All right, cool beans. So now, the goal for today is to get you guys well-versed on the things that you need to have in order for Dispute Panda to work successfully. Now, this is the only software that I've ever had that not only allows you to have a free software where it's a pay-as-you-go, but it also gives you the ability of teaching you exactly how to utilize the software to be the best in doing credit, period, right? So I'm going to talk about pricing. I'm going to talk about training in the contact tab, and then I'm going to show you the pro and the integration within the software. So I like you guys to kind of I like to show you guys the material and what it gives you, so that it gives you a real way for you to kind of digest and eat what I like to call the elephant, because it's a lot to process, right? And it's a really simple service. So one of the things that I like to cover is pricing, because y'all know me, I'm a couponer. Okay, I'm a mom of 4. I love to make sure that the coins is coining. Okay, so Dispute Panda, the standard version, is actually a free platform. You are only paying $17 per round of attacks. So whether you have the paid version, the free version, the only thing that you're paying is that $17. The exception to that rule, guys, is if your client is using Credit Dyno as a credit monitoring software, you do not pay the $17 because every 35 days, it is a free round of attack for your clients, okay? So what that means is if you have Identity IQ, MyScore IQ, Smart Credit, what you are paying in order to be in this platform is the $17 per month to generate letters. That is it. That is all. You don't have to pay $97 to have the software up. You don't have to pay $110 or $300. It is completely free, and the only thing you're paying for are the attacks. Now, when you decide that you want to go pro, I'm going to talk about some of the advantages of the pro. One is the integration, that you are able to go ahead and get Zapier to connect. So if you have an email sequence that's built out in another platform, you can have the platforms speak to each other. You get a secured client platform access where your client can log in, upload their own ID, sign the contract, upload their forms. They can check and monitor the growth of what's been going on with their profile, all of those things, right? The pro is $1 for 14 days, and then you're billed $197 thereafter. You can pay for the yearly pro, which ends up being $1,970, okay? I am going to show you some other features like Ms. Rain was talking about is the update. I love doing the shared reports. We will go ahead and go over that together. But what I want to dive into is this training tab. Like I said, Dispute Panda is the only software that not only gives you the software, but tells you what letters you want to select in order to start the disputing process for yourself, your family, your friends, or as a business entity. So if you click on this download free tab, it is going to give you the flow that we have beta tested. It has been shown to be successful, that you can go ahead and if you have zero experience in credit repair, this will still be able to help you leverage what you need to be successful. So this flow is literally at the very top of the training training tab. So before you even get into the videos, guys, you are able to go ahead and see what letters are you supposed to select. So if you have charge-offs, if you have late payments, if you have anything, it's telling you this is the best method of attack. So I don't care if the person got 500 repos, okay? Let's hope they don't have 500 repos, but let's just say they did, okay? You are still following this same flow. Now, once you get a little bit more seasoned and you're able to see results, you can choose to turn around and say, wait a minute, I'm going to go ahead and dispute a different way because I saw that this punch of fury worked at this time and this round kick worked at this time, right? You can create your own sauce and your own flair once you kind of see what each of the letters have come with, right? But this flow has been beta tested. It has been approved. So if you are new to this credit game, you already have a plan of attack as to how you can go ahead and dispute, not only with the credit bureaus, but with the credit bureaus, if you have Credit Dyno, with the creditors, and with the third-party providers as well, okay? So I love to go over that. And then this is the contact tab. So if you guys are having any issues, any concerns, you can go in here. One of the things that I always post is loom.com. Loom.com is a video platform. It is free 99, okay? You can record up to 5 minutes for free, and you are able to go ahead and upload, like record what you're doing on your end. So for instance, for the young lady who was speaking, Miss Sabrina, earlier, and she was saying, hey, it wasn't generating the letters for me. You could take a video and literally send it to the back office showing them that this letter is not generating and that you need support to get the letter generated, right? And that way they can see the errors that you're having. A lot of times when some people write things out, they may not be able to get it, but if you do a video, they can see, okay? Popping popcorn ain't popping, okay? And that's why you need some help. So don't feel like you are left out there and you cannot get the support you need. Customer service is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, okay? Also, if you have any general questions, like I want to know about press, I want to know about beta testing, I want to know about this, you can literally send it to our customer support team, and they will be able to go ahead and support you to dip and do all the way, guys. And again, it's 24 hours, 7 days a week for you to get support. Sidebar, I normally start out with the community. Drop a Panda in the chat if you guys are in the Panda community. I want to see how many people are actually in the Panda community. Because if you're not, I need you to get in there. Okay, that's where we're able to communicate. That's where a lot of technical difficulties, if they happen, you're able to see them. Okay, Tony said he's in the Panda community. Come on, Tony. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, come on, Miss Clay. Come on, Stevie. If y'all ain't in the community, I'm gonna need y'all to get in there. Okay, get in there. JM is always in there. Dominique Brown posts in there. The Dispute Panda team is in there. So if there is a question, concern, or comment, you are going to get the support that you need in order to pivot, move, and win at what you're trying to do when it comes to credit. Okay, guys? So we are going to dive into the sign up tonight. I am going to sign up, and I want to go ahead and talk about some key points before we get in. So number one, it is free to join, like we said earlier. Number two, even though you are following the same flow, I have had this frequently asked question before, like if I'm doing this letter and Tom is doing this letter, it doesn't matter. The letters are literally specific. Thank you, Mr. Clay. Mr. Clay said he's in the community, okay? I still wanted to buy the class that was on February 3rd. Okay, cool. I'll drop the link for the class for February 3rd so you can get the replay and all of the letters. I got you. What was I gonna say? So sorry. When you're using this software, one of the things that I want to be clear is that the system has been taught that every single person is an individual. So although everyone is doing the punch and fury, the verbiage is going to be specific on the account that has to do with that one particular person. So I can print a letter and my husband could print a letter, and it's going to be two different verbiages because what his credit report says and what my credit report says are going to be two different things. So I don't want you to feel like this is just sending out the same information over and over again. No, it doesn't. Even when it comes to handwritten, which is an option here, when you look on the chart, there is an option for handwritten. Even with handwritten, we have 10 different fonts for handwritten. So even the letters don't look the same, even though you were sending them out, right? So I want you guys to kind of keep that in mind when you're going through the process. Now, when you're signing up, please understand in this particular space, you are signing up as the owner of the platform. So you would need two separate email addresses if you are going to sign up for this platform to actually repair your own credit. The system will not allow you to have Rainbows 2121 as the owner of the account and Rainbows 2121 as the user. So you got to do Rainbows 2122, okay? So that you can have what you need. All right, so we're going to get started with the sign up, and hopefully I can spell my name right, y'all. All right. All right. Rock Steady at gmail.com. Okay, because that's the name I want to choose today. Now, if you have a company name, by all means, put the company name in there. If you do not fret. You can leave it alone. I promise it's not going to be a big deal. I will show you where you can go in and you can actually update this information. Okay. And then we're going to put the password. All right. I like to sign up for stuff. You know, I tell y'all the truth because I like y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I like to sign up for stuff, so I always go ahead and put in for any promos, any deals, anything like that. I put it in there so that I can go ahead and get the discounts. It is completely up to you if you guys want to or not. Okay, I don't want you to feel stuck in doing so. Once you are finished signing that up, you will go ahead and get the contract information. Basically, this is telling you how you can do business with Dispute Panda, how Dispute Panda can do business with you, right? You would scroll down, you can read this. I'm not going to read it today, but guys, don't forget to read it. Once you guys are in, this black box will be up here. The black box goes away once you validated your email in the email account. I am not going to do that right now, but that is an option that you're able to do. I'm still going to be able to move forward. So I don't want you guys to get stuck and be like, oh, my screen doesn't look like that. Don't worry. More than likely you verified your email address, and you want to do that within like 48 hours, just so the system is systeming. Okay. I'm going to cover all of the information on this dashboard, and then we're going to load the client up together while you guys are here in real time. So I want to go ahead and talk about this home screen. So at the top here, this is where you can search clients. You do have to put in 4 characters for it to show, or you will have to click on the client tab on the left to see the full list. Once you come into the main database, there is a to-do list with rounds, any missing documents from any clients, any birthdays. I do believe this is specific to Pro, but you do have the birthday option to let you know when your clients have a birthday. You can also go ahead and click on this if you're ready to upgrade to Pro. Again, you have shareable links, you have payment forms, you have contracts, you have client portals, and I'm going to talk about the benefits of Credit Dyno in a moment. So if you guys are on this platform, I like to talk about soft money when we're here. Soft money, or as one of my coaches called it, drip money. Drip money is the money that kind of comes in with you not having to do anything. So if you guys have the Dispute Panda platform and you are helping other people do credit repair, you can get anywhere from $8 to $22 commission off of them signing up to credit repair for you. Just for transparency, I've had a client that has been with me for, I want to say, 5.5 months. I have another client who's been with me for 4 years. They're not even active clients anymore. They've not deleted their credit monitoring. So I'm still making residuals off of the credit monitoring that they're using, right? So this is a great way that you can use, like if you're looking to gain clients, you can say, hey, sign up to my credit monitoring and I'll help you generate letters for your credit repair. So that I can help you with getting your scores up, right? Like these are different ways that you can do it. However, what I like to point out are the perks of signing up with Credit Dyno as a customer. So looking at it from the customer standpoint, most of the credit monitoring sites only allow you to see the information they only allow you to see the information up to 2 years. With Credit Dyno, you get a full 7-year report for your client. That's number 1. Number 2, if your client is on Credit Dyno, you automatically pay $0 for your round of attack because you get a free round of attack every 35 days. So if you are looking for a way to repair credit with low to no overhead, if you're using the standard platform, if your client has Credit Dyno, you're not paying for the rounds, you're not paying for any platform, you're literally generating letters for free, and the only thing that you're worrying about is stamps and mailing. So stamps, envelopes, paper, stuff like that, right? So just wanted to go over that. Any reports, any information for the month will be here. Again, this is the client tab where you can see active clients, inactive clients. If you are coming from a different software, you can use the CSV file to download. If you're having an issue, again, our customer service is here to help you get the numbers that you need. If you are looking to add a new client, you would click the new client tab, and we're going to go through that once I'm adding in my dummy client for us to see what's going on. Mr. Tony was asking about the mail. So when you're talking about the mail platform, if you have any questions about the mail, if you're telling the system to mail it out for you, it will give it a letter ID. If you do not have the system mail it out for you, it will just say downloaded. And that's how you know the letters have been generated. And I will come back when we pull the letters. I will come back to show you guys what that looks like. Now, if you're allowing the system to mail the letters for you, sorry guys. If you're allowing the system to mail the letters for you, please note that the letters only go out Monday through Friday, and their cutoff time is 12 p.m. PST for it to go out the same day. If not, it will go out the next day, okay? The only thing that you will have tracking on are any of the certified mail. The flow that we gave you does not have a certified mail option. So if you elect to do that, you're paying for the certified mail. Okay, guys? However, the flow that we gave you is no certified mail that is required. But if you are like Mr. Tyrone, I don't know if you guys were on earlier, Mr. Tyrone is doing certified mail so he can get the tracking updates with his letters. If you choose to do that, that is completely fine. But just please note that the new flow does not have any certified mail requirements. Okay? Cool, cool, cool. And our inbox. So this inbox is a part of the pro feature. It allows you and your clients to communicate securely. The reports tab is where you can go and actually see the information on what you have been able to successfully, here we go, what you have been able to successfully curate, increase over the last 30 days, 7 days, whatever. Now, this is what it looks like on the company level, but under the update tab, you also have this option for your client as well on the client level. And what you have the ability to do is take this same information, hold on guys, and turn it into a shareable link for you to share on Facebook, Instagram, the places. Okay, you can share it in the places so that they can see how much money you've gotten them deleted, what's been the total deletion for the overall company. And again, you can do this also client by client. So I don't want you to feel like you're stagnant and you're not able to get that done. Okay. So that is what the report tab looks like on the corporate level. On the personal level, it will just have the numbers for that one specific client. Okay. The subscription tab, that is where you're able to go and make payment plans, onboarding forms all together. And that way you can have the systems kind of speak to each other. That's where Zapier comes in when it comes to the pro, because you can have your client fill out this payment form. And once that form is filled out, it can automatically go ahead and allow your client to go and go into like your email sequence or something of that nature from there, right? The right here, you also have the training and the contact us tab that you're able to get back into. Now, as you go down, we have the balance tab. This is where you would load your money, and I'm going to click on it in a second, but I want to cover all the things on this side. Pending credits, you can get credits many ways. Okay, you can get credits if you sign up as a referral person. The referrals link is not active right now, but I tell everyone to sign up for it so that once it goes live, you guys are not missing what? Quiet money, because we like that. Okay. If you have any free attached for any clients, you'll be able to see it right here. But when you click on this balance tab, I'm going to take you from the beginning. The very first thing that's under the settings tab, let me make it a little bigger, is the profile tab. This is your information. You can put your picture and all of your things in here and you're good to go, right? This is just your internal information. So if you need to change your email address, if you need to update your phone number or change your last name, you can choose to do that. Or heck, your first name, go ahead, do. All right, this is the organization tab. Once, if you decide to stop doing this as an individual and you decide to start doing it as a brand, as a company, you can put the company logo in here. You can put the company website, phone number, email, privacy policy, addresses, and the contract. So once you get, and let me know if anyone needs a contract. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna drop it in the chat, just a simple contract, a sample contract that you guys can have. So if you guys are in need of a contract, that is a sample one that you can leverage and put in your platform. One thing I want to point out is that you need to find out what your state specifically requires on your contract so that you are in compliance. Okay, my contract is written for the state of California because they have harsher laws and because my mentor was in California, so I used all her stuff. I used all her stuff, okay? Team members, if you want to add additional people onto the platform, you can do so. There's no additional charge. So if you are going to have someone that is just a data processor for you and all they're doing is generating the letters every 35 days, I don't want you to feel stagnant. You can physically come in here, click the option and give them their own username and their own password so that you're not jeopardizing yourself or exposing yourself when it comes to giving out your username and password. Okay. affiliate links. If you are signing up for other credit monitoring options, guys, you can put your affiliate link in here. When you have the pro version, you can keep on all of these so that your client can pick. Or if you're like me, you could turn all these suckers off and only have your credit dyno link on the client portal. So that's the only option that your client would have to go ahead and actually get their credit monitoring together. Okay. The disputing option is where you can go. And if you get letters back, or if you notice that you're getting responses from a credit bureau, you can actually come in here and change the credit bureau's address and save it. And what will happen is that letter will print out with just that new address that you put in the system and not the old one. So it does give you a little freedom. I have spoken to the back office to see if they will allow us to do the same thing for the secondary bureaus. I'm still waiting on feedback. When I get an answer, y'all know I'll pull up here and give y'all the answers too. Okay. The billing tab, you can set a dedicated payment option here. I want to point out and stress so emphatically, guys, the only card that should be on file is the card that you are using as the business owner. So if you guys are doing this for family and friends, love them to life, but they need to give you the money, the capital, the bread, okay? They need to give it to you, and then you put it in your account and you use your dedicated card. No one else's card should be on the platform but the account holder of the actual products. Okay, guys? Definitely want to point that out. If you want to upgrade, once again, we make it simple for you. It's right here. But one of the things I like to cover is you can go ahead and order and put in like purchase credit so that you're able to either get the system to mail out the letters for you, or if you're not using Credit Dyno, to allow yourself to purchase credits for the attacks, because the attacks are $17 per round. Unless you are using Credit Dyno, then you get a credit every single 35 days, right? But you have to, just to point out, if you're using static letters, even if you don't have Pro, you are using Credit Dyno, but you're using the free version. I want to be clear that you can only generate the static letters, which are free, if you have at least $1 in here. Please be mindful that the system only allows you to, the lowest amount that it allows you to purchase is $20. So at minimum, you need to have at least $1 for the static letters to generate. The lowest amount of purchase that you can purchase is $20. If you're only going to purchase the low amount because you're going to print out your own documents or whatever you're going to do, guys, do not stress or fret about it. Go ahead and make sure that you select this option. You can go ahead and do $20. You would get 50% more. So it'll bill you for $20 every single month, but you'll get $30. Or you can sign up for $60 every month and get $90. So they do give you a subscribe and save option, but if you put anything in this box right here, you're only getting what you put into the software. Okay, guys, I just want to make sure that we have that crystal. Okay. Invoices is where you can see any history of invoices, or for credit purchases, you can also see your statements. The activity allows you to see the attacks you've done, mailing, or any attack credits. And then the integration, again, is a pro feature that you are able to go ahead and integrate different softwares into your credit, into your Dispute Panda, so that it can be optimized to its fullest potential. And also referrals. If you want to, this is something that I talk about, you can sign up for the referral option. You can sign up for it here, or on the main dashboard where it says earn free credits, you can sign up for it there. We want to make it as convenient as possible for you guys to be a part of the affiliate program. You would earn credits. I do believe it's set to go live, but I don't have the designated date. So if you guys can jump on the affiliate, sign up now, and once it goes live, you guys will be able to go ahead and have your own code. And if you have realtor friends, if you have loan originator friends, if you have banker friends, you know, anyone, you can refer this platform to them and you'll earn credits when they sign up. Okay, so I have covered all of the setting and all of the features. Before I load my dummy client in, does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Oh, Perry's mic isn't working. Oh, man. Welcome, Mr. Thomas. Hi, iPhone. Welcome for coming in. Does anyone have any questions or concerns? Yes. Okay, Mr. S, come off of mute, friend. Oh, let me stop sharing while you guys are doing that. What questions do you have, my love?
Hey, so for the referral program, when I click the top button, it says earn credits. I go down to the referrals and it says upgrade to Panda Pro. So when referring someone, that's only for the Panda Pro version?
Hold on. No, cancel. Don't do that. Hold on 1 second. So your question is when you click on the referral and you hit accept, did you already hit I accept?
So I went to the top, I went to the dashboard and then I hit earn credit or that little drop box, and it brought me to the settings drop down page, and then I clicked on the referrals and it only gives me the option to upgrade to Panda Pro.
Okay, that's because you've already done your referral list. So if you had not done it, it would look like this, where you have to hit accept. So you've already accepted
done
that
it?
option.
Okay,
So there's
yeah, that
nothing
makes
that you
sense.
have to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Great
And then
question.
I had one more. I don't know if we're there yet. A couple of questions on the static letters.
Okay, what question do you have?
So I'm going on. I think one of my second rounds for one of my clients, and then the first round. If I have not got any response back on the second round and on the first round, should I send a static letter or just continue with the flow?
I want to make sure I'm understanding. So you're saying round 1 and round 2, you have not gotten any responses. And you're also saying there's no changes that happened on the credit report. Is that correct?
Correct.
So no changes at all.
Yeah, so okay, so I'm doing myself on the inquiries. They on the first round for myself, just to be a little bit more specific, they sent me back a credit report. So then I followed up with the second
round.
With the second round, and going on the third one, I didn't hear nothing back on the second round for myself.
Okay. So, and this is specifically for the secondary bureaus?
No, just I haven't heard back anything from the credit bureaus after the second round.
And what day are you on for the second round?
Second round currently. I'm on my 46th day. So
okay. So you have some time because you're not doing anything until day 70. So again, well, so I'm sorry. Back up. Round 1 went out. Correct. Right? So round 2 went out on day 35.
Correct. And so now
that
from
means
day
you're
30.
only 5 days out.
Yeah, so 35 plus
about?
46. That puts me at 81 days.
I think I'm confused. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
okay.
sent
I'm
out.
sorry.
It's okay. You sent out round 1 on day 1.
Correct.
Okay. You sent out round 2.
Correct.
On day 35.
Correct.
How many days since you sent out that round 2 letter has it been? From when you sent the letter until now?
It has been, let's see, so 81 days, if I'm not mistaken.
Since you sent out round 2?
I think no, total, yeah.
What day did you send out round 2, my love?
This one shown round 2 went out December 14th.
Okay.
So that would be the one.
So that means okay, so follow-up question. I got questions. So you're saying round 2 you mailed out in December, and from December until now you have not pulled an update for your credit report. Is that correct? I lost you. Okay. From December until now, you haven't pulled an update.
Correct.
Because you're well outside of your 35-day window. You follow what I'm saying to you? Because if you
Yes.
sent it December, you said December when? 12?
Yes.
What was the date in December? I'm sorry.
The 14th.
Okay, so that means by February 20th, the latest, you should have updated your credit score.
Okay, yeah, so that's coming up, right?
You're past it, my love. You sent this letter in December. We're now in February.
February. Okay.
You are completely past it. So you need to go in and you need to update your credit report. Are you using Credit Dyno or are you using another credit monitoring software?
Credit Dyno.
So you need to go and do your one-click import so you can see what's happened. You've allowed to, so you remember it's 35 days. So if you sent it out December 14th, January 14th would have technically been 30 days. You're waiting 35 days. You're well past that 35-day window. So
Okay.
when you're asking these questions, this is why I have to ask a little bit more seasoning. That's how I like to call it, seasoning. Okay.
See,
I need
okay,
to ask,
okay.
yeah, like, are you using? Okay, so now you told me you sent the letter. So think about the letter as that's
Okay.
your.
I think we have so on December 14th, that was the second round. That was my 35-day mark on December 14th.
Correct.
So from December 14th till now, going on the third round, that's going to be 70 days from December 14th.
No, you're missing it, my love. You're sending letters every 35 days.
5 days. Okay, every 35
Every
days.
35 days, you're doing another round of dispute. So are you looking at this number right here?
Correct. So I was going off the 45-day, 45-day, I guess. I think that's what we meant. Or you mentioned that your company was a 45-day.
My company is a 45-day company, but let me clarify. Even if you're doing mine, you're still doing, so if your letter was sent out December 14th, you would wait 5 days from December 14th. That's when I would calculate that they got the letter, right? I'm giving them 5 days to get it, 30 days for them to process it, and then 5 days for it to come back. That's how you count it. So if you're already now in February, you're well outside of that 45 days. Even by my calculation. So you need to pull your updated numbers, because if you didn't get anything in the mail, let me explain. You're trying to get the responses back from the credit bureau, right? But you're also wanting to keep track, because what if they didn't send you anything, but there has been changes? You're not going to know until you pull your credit report. Some of the credit bureaus will respond back to you via email. Some of them will respond back to you in your actual profile. So what I don't want you to do is miss an opportunity to get the information. So whether you're doing it as a 45-day window like me, or you're doing it every 35 days, which is what the flow has here, you still should have sent out letters in January, which means you should have uploaded your letter. You should have updated your credit report in January. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, so when I'm looking at, when I go to the static, or the round of attack, it's showing, I guess I misexplained myself. I sent out the letter. I pulled the credit report 10 days ago. It's showing that it has my little reminder here on top of the attack.
So you
I
pulled your
updated
credit report 10 days ago.
10
Did you
days ago,
send out a
correct.
round when you pulled your credit report 10 days ago?
No, because it hadn't reached the 45-day mark.
No, my love. I don't want you to get lost in the weeds. Stay with me.
Okay, I got you.
You need to make a clear, I want you today to make a clear decision on how are you going to do business for you. Do you want to be a 45-day window company, or do you want to be a 35-day window company? If you need to make that dedicated analysis right now today, what do you want to do?
35-day. The sooner the better.
Let me be clear. If you're doing 35 or you're doing 45, I want you to be clear that you're not pulling your report until that specific day. So if you're choosing to run it like me, you're not pulling the credit report until it's at that 45th day. When you pull the credit report,
I messed up right there.
There you go. When you pull the credit report, that is when you're physically going to send off your next round. So you're not pulling the credit report and then waiting more days, because you're not able to pull another updated score for another 30 days. You follow what I'm saying? So you don't
that
want
makes sense.
miss anything. So great caveat. I love the fact that you were able to talk that out with me. So here's what I would say. I want to find out, you're saying you got nothing from the credit bureaus. You got absolutely nothing from the third party providers.
Correct.
And there was no change on your credit score when you pulled it 10 days ago.
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
The inquiries were for me, I do the business funding, so specifically for me to get the inquiries, my credit scores, over like 770. So with business funding, getting the inquiries is real important for me. So that's, I know it's a little part of the credit one, but then also I had the same problem with my client. Anything that you can think of, right? Repos, collections, late payments, he has it all. So we finished the first round and we're going on to and I did the same thing. I pulled the credit report and didn't send the attack. So
okay,
that's
so you need to send the attack.
Yeah. Okay.
But I want to clarify my question. So guys, everyone that's in this room, I love the fact that everyone is looking at one specific portion that they're wanting to see movement. The questions that I'm always going to ask you guys when you're pulling your actual credit report is, has there been any changes? I'm not asking you to changes you won't. I'm asking, have there been changes? So you're saying 35 days ago or 40 days ago, whenever you pulled the last credit report, your score said 602, 703, 800. You're saying this month is the same exact numbers across the board.
Correct. Nothing dramatic. I mean, I may have used like a percentage of my credit just for credit utilization fluctuation, but
so then the answer is my question. I don't want you to dance around this, Mr. S. My question is, have the numbers changed? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so I want to make sure that we're having this dialogue because there's things that you have to look at holistically. You're not just talking about numbers, right? You're not just talking about the inquiries. That might be something dedicatedly that you want removed, but when you're going through the process, you need to look at the overall profile. So when you're pulling the credit report, and I did drop the link for the class so you can watch the replay because this is something that I cover in the masterclass that we did on the 3rd. When you're looking at the credit report, you're looking at all of the areas where the balance is correct. Have the balances changed? Has the date information been updated? You're not just looking, if you're going to blindly do, so let me clarify. If you're going to blindly do credit repair, then the flow and the attack that we gave you is what you need to watch, basically rinse, repeat, and send out. If you're wanting to learn how to get to the nitty-gritty of it, you have to understand that you're not going to always get the inquiries off in round 1, round 2, or round 3. That is why we gave you a 12-month flow so you can go through it. But when I'm asking you, has there been changes? It's because I need to know the whole picture. Has there been updates that have been done? When you go into the system and you go to, hold on one second, and you go into the actual client file, right? And you're looking at the file, what changes have happened from last month to this month? Because you might be solely looking for the inquiry, but there may have been changes that something that was outdated has been updated. So that's some things that you have to look for when you're looking on the file. Does that make sense?
It does.
Gotcha. But since you did not mail out the last round and you pulled the round 10 days ago, you don't have another update for another 35 days. So while we're in the call today, pull the round of attack that you need to send off the next round. I dropped my link in the bio. Book a call so we can go over the actual report together. So I can show you what you saw before, what we have now, and that way we can go, you know what I'm saying, profile by profile, and that way it can be edifying to what you need to tell your client. This is what we remove, because do you have the pro? You have the pro, right?
Not yet. I'm still using I'm still using I got about 10 clients right now still on the free one, so I'm still navigating that. I want to be able to. I think I asked that question last time. How many clients could I have before I can update to the pro?
And you were saying you're trying to figure it out. Okay. Well, this system done kicked me out, y'all. I'm gonna have to make another one. So hang on one second, because I thought I knew my password, y'all. I thought I did, but it didn't. Okay. But great questions. The reason why I want to have that holistic conversation with you is because when you're doing credit repair, you cannot be not that you can't. It's not going to benefit the client if you're not looking at the overall spectrum. You can still be laser focused on the inquiries, because with you being a business funding specialist, your goal is every single round of attack that you're doing, you're sending out a dispute. You're making sure that that dispute includes inquiries for your client. That is like your crux and your blueprint needs to be every single time that you're going in there. Any inquiries that are not attached to an actual account, you're deep sea diving and you're getting it removed. Does that make sense?
It does.
So that's what I want you to focus on in your aspect. But I want to be clear that whether you're doing it in a 35-day window or you're doing it as a 45-day window, you're not pulling the credit report until that day. Okay, so that way you don't have a gap in service, because right now you're 10 days behind based on your pull, not based on your activity. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, it does. So I read all that down. I have that in my notes now. So
no problem. And I dropped the form for the replay. And once you purchase it, you will get an email link for you to log into the Facebook group. I'm going live tonight to talk about Verizon, so y'all have some. Oh, Miss Clay, I'm going live tonight.
Okay.
Miss Jackson, I'm going live tonight. I'm gonna try and make it as short and as sweet as possible, because I want y'all to come out here and get this money that's sitting there. Oh, Mr. Clay, I'm going to get this money. Perry, okay, come on, somebody. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this Verizon $1 million debt lawsuit that they done got, that y'all could come collect some pennies from them. Okay, so we're going to cover that in the Facebook group tonight. So super excited about that. But just going back, just pick a flow. If you want to do 35 days like Dom, if you want to do 40 days like 45 days like me, just go ahead and make sure that you're pulling on that day to give yourself the breathing room that you need to be effective and efficient. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love that you come here, Mr. S, because you be gathering me. Okay, boo, just gather me. But you got it. You're gonna create a flow. And actually, for those guys who are in the masterclass with me, I'm actually going to map out my flow and actually put it in the Google Drive. So you guys will actually have my curated flow on how I do it, for new clients. And that way, not only do you have the letters I use, but you'll also this is what I do on day 1. This is what I do on day 5. And I'm telling y'all, I'm extra. Okay. Everything about me extra. My hair got to be extra. Not my nails, because I took it off, but everything about me extra, y'all. So y'all are going to get the flow. I'm going to put the flow in there. So it'll actually be in the Google Drive tomorrow. So you guys will be able to not be confused, because I saw a bunch of people were getting a little confused with how I do personal information. But I promise you guys, the flow that's here, I'm a little bit more aggressive with how I do things. So I want to make sure that you guys have a clear understanding, because for me, it's not just about the number, it's about the body. Because I can get someone with a 600 credit score funding, where if someone with a 700 credit score has a bunch of late payments, is not utilizing, if they don't have late payments, but if they're not using their utilization properly, that's going to mess up their ability for them to get funding, right? So you want to make sure that you're looking at the client's profile holistically. So Mr. S, I'm gonna need you to get that letter out today. Okay? Today, right now, in the name of Jesus. Okay. Welcome to the room, Mr. Brian. I saw that you just pulled up on us. Do you have any questions before I load my dummy client into the system? Anyone? Okay. Anyone else has any question? Mr. Clay said, God is good. And he is all the time, twice on Sundays. Come on, somebody. Miss Smith, welcome to the room. I'm so happy that you are here. I'm not quite sure who iPhone is, but thank you for coming. All right, so we're gonna load myself in as a client. We're gonna use some dummy information in here. Now, when you are going through the software, one of the things that I like to explain is that you want to collect the information that the client is using and leveraging as much as possible. Okay, so with that being said, I am going to go over the identifications and information that you need in order to process the client's file, but I want to make sure that we're clear that you're only putting information that is accurate. You want to take your time when you're filling this out. And remember that this information, most of it is going to end up on the client's actual letter that's going to the credit bureaus or going to the third-party creditors, okay? So with that being said, you want to make sure that you're taking the time. If there's a unit number, if there is an apartment number, you're putting it on the street line, but everything else is going to go in its dedicated box. I didn't spell Colleen wrong, okay? Is going in the dedicated box that needs to be checked. And you're going to make sure that all this information is correct. Now, if you guys have the pro feature, I do want to point out that with the pro feature, you are able to have the client make the adjustment. So if you put in the social security number wrong, they can go ahead and correct it if you're doing this over the phone. You're having like a live onboarding call, right? You would go ahead and click the invite option. If you have the pro, it will send them an email with their secured information, and that way they can see the dashboard, upload their IDs, and dip and do like they need to, okay? If you do not have the dashboard, you're not pushing that option because nothing's gonna happen, nothing at all. Now, when we're talking about what you need in order to be a beast in your client's credit streets or yourself, there are 2 required spaces. So if you guys look over here, the only 2 spaces are the proof of identification and the proof of address. That is what is needed, right? If you have a driver's license, the driver's license is in Kentucky, but you now live in Texas, you are not using that driver's license because we want all of the information to be the same across the board. Okay, so you would use another documentation. If you're using the social security card as a proof of identification, guys, you do not need to put it in the other tab. It does not need to be there. Okay, but this is a full list of all of the items that you would need in order to go ahead and dispute as verifying documents to be in addition to the letters that you're sending out. David just dropped it in the chat, so anyone that is by their computer, you can download it. If you are not by your computer, I got an answer. Right over here, it says how to add a client to Dispute Panda credit repair software and earn and get a free round of attack. It is in the video. In all of our videos that we're doing attacks, this information is accessible to you, okay? So I don't want you to feel like you're not able to kind of like pivot, move, get what you need. This information is literally available to you. All right, so you would collect the documentation from your client, upload it into this database so that you can go ahead and help them get what they need. Now, one of the things that I like about the software is that it gives you editability so that you're not wasting paper, you're not giving them more information. When I say them, I mean the credit bureaus or the secondary companies, you're not wasting the information. So the only thing that you're needing is the date to validate that the item is valid. Normally, if you guys are using something like a utilities bill, a light bill, a water bill, you want to update that every 60 to 90 days, roughly when you're sending out rounds. But if you are using something else like a lease or something of that nature, excuse me, you don't necessarily have to update those, right? But you want to crop out what you don't need so that you're able to make sure that you're not wasting trees, paper, well, trees and paper is the same thing, ink, envelopes, stamps that are unnecessary. Okay, the goal is to try and get all of these documents on one particular form. If it's time for you to update the information, you literally just can remove it and you download or drag and drop the updated file. So you're able to go ahead and get done everything that you need for your client and not waste any paper or any additional ink. Okay. If you notice that the ID is on a full piece of paper, you crop it to size so that way you're not, again, using any unnecessary spaces in time. Once everything is loaded, this is what the top part of your profile should look like. It should look radiant, okay? Now you can go down to the option here for the credit monitoring. So again, I talked about the perks with Credit Dino being that you have the full 7-year report. I talk about the fact that you get a free round of attack. I talk about, oh, this is the one thing I missed. It gives you a one-click import. So if you're using Identity IQ, MyScore IQ, Smart Credit, you have to go over to their platform, update the credit monitoring or the credit monitoring, and then come back here and redo it. Okay, you do not have to do that with Credit Dino. You put the username and password in here, you click this one-click import, and every 35 days, you get a free round of attack. So I want you guys to be able to leverage that information in real time. You don't have to feel stuck or stagnant to get what you need. So you are able to literally come here, click the one-click import, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in 1 second. While I'm doing that, if anyone has any questions, please note I cannot see you guys because I'm in a completely different screen. I apologize. I apologize. But if you have any questions, you can definitely come off of mute, and it'd be my pleasure to answer them while I'm loading this dummy file in, okay? I think Jackie. Is Jackie Brown a good person? Let's see. No, I don't know what Jackie Brown. Yeah, let's take a look here. Awesome sauce. Ooh, I love this. All right, I'm gonna assume that there were no questions. What? Okay, hold on, let me try and grab some. Let me grab this information here. Okay, let's see if we got this person. All right. All right. Let me go back to sharing. All right, guys. So this is what the platform is going to basically look like once you have everything in here. If you look over here, it says 1 free round of attack. There's actually a pop-up box that basically says you get 1 free round of attack in order in the screen. I'm trying to find it right now. Oh, here it goes. This is what it looks like. It pops up in this wonderful box. So you know this is a free round of attack for your client, and you're good to go. Okay, and it should also show up in this square. Once this is here, if you look up here, there's an option here that says disputing. You are going to go ahead and click on the disputing tab, and now you are going to dive in to see what all are you going to dispute. So for Mr. S, he's a funding specialist. He's telling you, I'm out here to go ahead and get the funding for my clients. One of the reservations that will hinder your client from getting funding outside of the debt, the utilization, right? Outside of the utilization is how many inquiries your client has on their profile. So what you are able to do is you can simply scroll down and look, or you can do like me and do Control F and type in the information. So you can say, hey, I want to know, do they have GM Financial? I think we did too many stuff, so it's trying to be funny. Okay, financial. Okay, this doesn't show up anywhere else. You can still do the scroll down method, old school, right? And go ahead and scroll down and see if there's any GM. If there is not, guys, you click the button so that the system can know to dispute. The algorithm and the writing for the codes for the platform will always select any public information and any accounts that are derogatorily affecting your client's profile. Like that will automatically be selected, but you have to physically select the accounts that are it under inquiries to make sure that it's not attached to an open and active actual account below. Okay, if you do that, let me be clear. I have some people say, oh, well, I did that with my car payment, with my car, and I got the car inquiry off. That is completely fine. I'm going to tell you the best rule of thumb is not to do it if you have an open and active credit card, because if you dispute that inquiry, you are bound to go ahead and actually have the card closed as well. So you don't want the card to be closed, you don't touch that profile. But if you're looking for anything else, go ahead, click those inquiries away. You can use Control F, you can use Command F, so you can see what's going on. Once you have gotten through those inquiries, please understand that the system, again, public records are anything like judgments, bankruptcies, child support liens, those types of things will be in the public records. If it's affecting you, the system is going to automatically collect it and notate that this letter needs to be generated for this account. Now, one of the amazing things that I love about Credit Dyno is how it talks to you about your client's profile. So when you click this wonderful I button, you're able to see if the account is open or closed, how much credit utilization have they used, has it been a profit and loss write-off? Like, you're able to see all of the nooks and crannies that you need to help. Now, why this is important is because 192.5 points is based on your payment history. So you can have a robust conversation with your client like, bruh, you're only at 33% on-time payment with this card. On this card, you're only at 67. So you're not getting the full 192. If the base number for a credit report, a FICO score is 300, and you're supposed to have that 192.5, well, baby, you're messing up because you're not doing what you need to do in real time, right? So now you're going to have this conversation about how they're missing scores just because of their utilization. But let's take it a little further. Now you can have a conversation about their utilization, which is worth 165 points. It's 30%, but we talk about points because when you turn around and you add, if your client does what they're supposed to do and make their on-time payments at 192.5 points, and they go ahead and their utilization is under 7%, okay, then you're just looking at those two numbers by itself. Your client is already in a 657 just by making sure that those two buckets are available. So now you can have nuanced conversations with them like, hey, I see your utilization is over 100% on all of your cards. Let's curate a plan to get those utilizations down to help you get what you need in real time. Right? So you're able to leverage this report to have a robust conversation with your family member about where they're leaving points on the table. Okay, there's some more, but I just want to give you guys the history. So look at the discrepancy here. Equifax has 63% payment on time. Experience has 33% payment on time. There's obviously a problem here. What is the discrepancy? And you can literally ask. The letter will be generated to go ahead and dispute this particular provider, right? So you're having full, robust conversations. Now, if you guys are seasoned credit repair reps out there and you have your own flow of letters and you're like, listen, every time I use this letter, I get off bankruptcies. Every time I use this letter, I get off charge-offs. You can actually save the actual letter and verbiage in here, right? ABC. You can save the letter in here, and that way, anytime you need to utilize this particular letter, it will be available for you. And what will happen is whatever letter you select for all of the other accounts will be printed, but this letter will only be printed for what you need. So see what I'm saying, Ms. Rain? It doesn't give you the ability to add a comment. That would be something that you would write a separate letter for. This specific tab is only for you to change the letter dynamic that's going to come out for this one account. So in essence, if we were doing round one, Punch of Fury Supreme Boosted, this letter would generate the A, B, C, D, E, F, G that I wrote out. And then all the other accounts will be generated specifically with the Punch of Fury verbiage on it. I hope that makes sense. And you can delete it at any time. Okay. Once you are done with all of that and you've gone through the report, you're going to hit Save Filter. If you can look on the screen right now, the attack is grayed out, and it's a grayed out because it doesn't know what to attack. You have to tell the system what to do first in order for the attack round to be effective, okay? So you're gonna hit the Save Filter. Now, because I have my free round of attack, I'm gonna hit Start Round. I'm gonna hit Punch of Fury, and I'm following the flow of the worksheet that was given. So Punch of Fury, Supreme Boosted. If you have the Pro, you're going to select Y, and then you're also going to come back and do the static letters for the third-party vendors, and you're going to select Handwritten. You are not sending anything to the CFPB at this point. A lot of times people find it where they go ahead and do a CFPB complaint after round 1. You do not have enough. Let me be clear. You want to have a more robust dispute file when you're going to the CFPB. That's why we curated the form for it to tell you exactly when is the most ideal time for you to run that CFPB complaint, right? That's not till round 5. You do it round 5, you do it again in round 10. So until then, you're just being a gangster and you're disputing, whether you're doing the 35-day window here, or if you're doing it like me, where I don't do it, but every 45 days, it's completely up to you. But I want to be clear, according to the verbiage on the laws, you are to give the credit bureau 30 days to dispute that credit file. So if you send a letter, understand it's snail mail, okay? They might get it day 3, they might not get it till day 5. So that's why I give them a little buffer, because I've mailed letters to my aunt in New York and she doesn't get it for 7 days. So for me, that's why I chose to do 45 days instead of 30, just to give it a little bit of extra time. And my clients sometimes do not like to upload. They like to mail it to me. So it all depends on what's going on. I also have clients where all their documents comes to me and it doesn't go to them at all, period, ever. Right? So it just depends on how you're disputing and what method you're using. But just to be clear, what happens if you send the next round for 35 days? You are required to give the credit bureau an extra 15 days for them to review the additional letters. So now that pushes your original round 1 disputes from a 30-day processing time frame to a 45-day processing time frame. Great question, Rain. Come on, Rain, with the lightning questions. Okay, so you're gonna click the handwritten font. If you have the Pro, you're gonna click the Pro feature. And then you're going to click the Supreme Boosted and you're going to hit Start. You're going to type in confirm so that the system knows this is exactly what you want to do, and you're going to generate the letters. Now, when it comes time for you to do the static letters, you're going to come in here under static letters. You're going to do handwritten again. You're going to scroll down because that's just easiest for me because it jumps. And I'm going to select all of the credit bureaus, one by one by one by one. And then I'm going to hit start and it's going to generate because you have money in your bucket. Now, for the gentleman who was talking about the stall letters, I know that Mr. Tyrone is not on here anymore, but I do hope that he does watch the replay. So I want to talk about the stall letters. If you are having a stall letter, you would, and it was after your round 1, you're going to come back in here, you're going to click handwritten, and you're going to go down to where it says stall. You're going to select select that option, and you're going to put the date in that you did the original dispute. If you guys already have the letter because you downloaded it, and you have the Pro, you can upload the letter from the credit bureau, the original dispute letters that you did. You can upload it here. And when the stall letter prints, it prints for each one of those letters. So you don't have to print it several times. So that way, once you're done, the system can mail it out for you if you're using the system to mail out. Which link is not working, my love? Miss Smith said the link is not working. Tell me which link so I can fix it.
It's the link that he just sent for the dispute.
That David just sent, the 12 rounds of attack?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The link isn't working. Let me see. Let me click here. It's Oh, David is not working. Okay, we're gonna send back office. But however, all you need is if you're looking for it, if you click on the training tab at the very top where it says free download, that's where you get the actual guide. So I'm not quite sure why that link is working, but thank you so much for letting me know. But yeah, if you go to the training tab, you click free download, it actually gives you the same walkthrough that you're looking at right here. Okay. There you go. This is the correct link. Okay, David said he dropped the correct link. Let me see what it does. Boom, he redropped the link. So right above your message, Miss Smith, is the corrected link. Thanks, guys. See, teamwork makes the dream work. Let's go. I love it. Okay, so for Miss Rain, if you're going to go ahead and use the stall letter that's in the system, you're going to want to put the name in here. Since you have Pro, you can upload the letter here, and that way it prints everything out together for you, right as rain. I love that. My mom used to say that all the time, right as rain. Excuse me. If you want the system to mail it out for you, you can click here. The system does have it defaulted as double-sided. It does state in the flow to do it as single-sided, so you know how much it's going to cost. So to the gentleman's question, Mr. Tony earlier, when you look in the software and you go to the letters option, it's just going to show that this letter was done, right? If you click on the client, you see how it says downloaded. It's just going to say downloaded. Now, once you go back in and you put the money in the balance and then you go to the actual client, so let's say we're going to click on Rocky. Hold on. We're going to click on Raquel. We're going to go to attacks. We're going to click attack 1, right? I've already loaded the money in here. I'm going to now go to mail out. I'm going to upload this, update it to where it says it's not double-sided, and I'm going to select for it to go out, right? Now, when I go back into the system, it will automatically have the verbiage for me that it will now show the ID number and the letters. So if you don't have the money in the bucket at the same time, the letter information is going to look a little bit different. When you come here, it's going to show you 2 sequence instead of just 1. So downloaded means that the system is expecting you to mail the letter out yourself. So you would have to click the download button and mail it out. Okay. But that is it. We've literally done our first round of attack. Everything has gone through. I'm going to open the floor for any questions or comments. Sidebar, please go ahead and sign up for the community if you haven't, so we can go ahead and zip and do together. Does anyone have any questions, concerns, or comments? Thanks for fixing that so quickly, David. I appreciate you. Does anyone have any questions?
I guess I have a question and a comment.
Okay.
I want to say thank you so much for putting on this Zoom meeting. This is my first meeting actually being a part of this. So thank you. My question would be, I missed a lot of the information because I came in kind of late. And I'm fairly new to this. So I got kind of put on to this from the multi-family movement.
Oh, I
And
love
so,
that.
I mean, it's a lot that I don't know. So where would I start?
So you would start at Dispute Panda. Hold on one second. Let me share my screen again. So share screen. All right, family. So you would start right here at Dispute Panda. I'm going to drop it in the software. We also have it because you came in a little bit late. I don't want you to fret. We do have this in the community, and we are also on Facebook. So if you go to Dispute Panda on YouTube, sorry, not on Facebook, on YouTube, if you type in Dispute Panda, all of my wigs and things is on here, literally from the beginning. So you will be able to watch everything, but the training videos also walk you through. So you would go to disputepanda.com. I dropped it in the chat. You would download, I'm going to tell you where I will tell you to start. When you click on that platform, click on training, download the guide before you do anything else. You download the guide. Once you have the guide downloaded, then you can go ahead and sign up for the free platform. I want to make sure that you're clear that you have to have 2 separate emails. So if you're doing this for yourself, you want to make sure that the email that you use is separate than the owner of the account, because it does not allow you to use the same email for both. Okay. And then you can watch the replays. And if you need any help, I drop my calendar link so you guys can jump on my calendar anytime. Does that help, Ms. Smith? Okay, she said okay. Awesome sauce. Thank you so much for coming. We are here Monday and Wednesday. So if you have any problems within the software, you can come in Monday and Wednesday for the free platform, and we can answer any questions that you may have on how to leverage the platform. The video is there, and I just completed the walkthrough today. So you can watch the replay on YouTube, or you can watch the training videos in the actual training model. Both of them are really great. I don't like to hear myself talk, so I don't ever watch my YouTube channel, but don't worry about it. Perry said, how was my birthday? So I had a Facebook Live session, like I'm gonna do one when we get off here as well in the Facebook group. I really had a great birthday. My sister came in. I did a photo shoot because I'm rebranding a little bit. I did a photo shoot on Saturday, and my sister was my assistant, and she was flipping amazing. Okay, my little sister came into town. And then I got to stalk my husband. He fell asleep downstairs, so that was not great, okay? Because we were supposed to, never mind, don't worry about that. So my husband fell asleep. But Sunday was so good, y'all. I ended up making cheeseburger empanadas. I made like a shrimp and beef spinach dip with homemade pita chips. And I made some mixed vegetables, steamed rice. We had a good little thing. I like to cook for my family. That's how I show love. So I cooked. I was supposed to bake, but hunty, I wasn't baking. It was hot. Okay, my wig was on. It was hot. Couldn't do it. I went upstairs, but no, my birthday was so dope. Okay, Carlos said, thanks for asking, Perry. You're the dopest ever. So when do you do your second round after the stall letter? Do you wait the 35 days? So I'm going to say this. It depends on when you send the stall letter out. Ideally, if you got the stall letter today, and let's say this was day 10, I would tell you to send out the stall letter reply with the original round 1, and then you're going to allow the 30 days for them to process, right? However, if you are too late, like it's already been, like you got the stall letter and we're day 20, don't sweat the small stuff. Go ahead and process the round 2 at day 35 and just keep going. That's what I would do. Mr. Clay, yeah, Mr. Clay, you fell asleep on me, child, or downstairs. Talking about your sister here. I don't care if she here. Wrong people do wrong things, okay? I wasn't doing that thing. My husband left me alone, y'all. So I was reading a good book. I did catch up on a funnel. I didn't make a funnel. I made a funnel for my birthday weekend. Don't judge my life. It was a lot of fun. I was stressed out about this funnel. The funnel is almost ready to go live because we're going to have a business credit mastermind class. We're going to be talking foundation. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a 2-day challenge. And we are going to dive into business credit and what your foundations look like. So I'm so super excited about that. But yeah, any other questions, guys? I know it's coming up on 10 o'clock. I want to respect your time. Don't forget, I'm on the YouTube. I'm on the Tube of Ubes. Any other questions, concerns, comments? No, y'all quiet tonight. No questions? Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, I want to say thank you guys for coming. We're going to be here again on Wednesday, deep sea diving into everything. If you guys have any questions, where can I find you on YouTube? Oh, it's my pleasure, Miss Smith. Where can you find me on YouTube? Hold on, I'm about to tell you right now. I'm about to drop it like it's warm. Hold on, I got you. Why? Because I was watching my goofy self on I was watching myself on YouTube. the other day. Do you got the link, David? If not, I think I'm about to get it. Dispute Panda. What I'm mad at is that my Dispute Panda video is not the first video that comes up. It's the video from David Cousin, but shout out to David Cousin because that's my homeboy. He is amazing. Question. Would you build a... Hold on. Okay, David dropped it in the chat. So if you guys need it, the link is there for the YouTube channel for you guys to go ahead and listen to me at crazy, okay, on different times. Learn how to use the software. And if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, please let me know. I'm so here to help. Other than that, that's where you get the video from. Carlos got that. Anything else from anyone else that you guys need any help? Hey, Mr. Clay, how you doing?
Howdy, ma'am. How you doing? All is well. I just heard you speaking about a master class about business credit and structuring. Mm-hmm. Is there any other requirements that we need to do to be in that class?
Nope, I'm gonna drop the link on Wednesday, and everyone, well, let me clarify. Everyone that went to the original masterclass, so you and your wife, y'all will get the link to get the first set of seats because I'm capping it out because I'm gonna have a special speaker that's going to actually, depending on which level you pick, she will actually give you a roadmap for your business credit. So that's going to be, we're gonna cap it because I wanna make sure that the VIPs are able to get that hands-on conversation and curation from what we're doing. So that's going to go out on Wednesday or Thursday of this week. And then I'll open it the following week to everybody else.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
My pleasure, Mr. Clay. So no, you qualify. You can come and bring your wife too because I like her. Hey, Miss Clay. I was like, I know she's busy over there. All right. So if nothing else, I'm going to let y'all go be great. Thank you for being amazing, guys. Remember, you guys can catch us on the YouTube. Don't forget to be a part of the community. We dropped that link earlier. And I thank you guys for giving me your time. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to us. Other than that, y'all have a good night. All right. Bye, guys.
You as well. Thank you.